You might be wondering, Max, another S500 video? And I'd say yes. We're getting somewhere with it now. Look, it starts first time on the button. So off we go to Pro Mod and let's do some final checks. Let's get it serviced. But in the meantime, let's pump this tire up because it seems we've got a bit of a puncture. There's definitely noises coming from places that sound like they're rotating. So we'll see, I guess. But anyway, we're here to go and see Pro Mod. Let's see how what we can find. All right, so made it to Pro Mod. Status report. There's definitely a puncture there. He did them, so you can fix them. Rear, I drove it here in the lifted setting anyway, so that's why rear's high, but I'm happy with that height. This front end needs rolling a bit or cutting, whatever. When it's on the ramp, we might get a bit choppy. This seemed to be making like a noise, but it's not like it's rubbing, but it also needs trimming over here. But there doesn't seem to have been any rubbing going on, which is fine. But it's definitely making some sort of noise from here. Again, on the lifted setting. So the whole car's lifted. They actually didn't say any issues with airmatic, so this one's fine. Tire's fine on this one. So again, lifted. Got a loose bolt here for that. It needs adjusting, but overall hello. So I've discovered I've got a diff. That is the best. That is the best news. That is the best news. And also something wrong with my rear discs because they make a noise. Was this dry?
Why did you send me this guy? Honestly, do you know the fucking state of this?
No, but this is turned out all right.
This is fucking dry from
So in that case, so it's definitely then the gearbox that's leaking.
It's a common thing, bro.
When I'm driving it, it feels a bit notchy. Yeah.
That's...
Status check. That's dry. That's a bit wet, which explains why the gearbox feels a bit notchy. Whereas before it used to be quite smooth, so we've obviously got a leak. Mike's got the right tool though. We're not going to do it today because I don't have enough fluid. I only bought half a litre from leftover from the Cayenne. Rest of the car, super dry. I'm really happy with it. I'm actually really pleased with the condition of it. So yeah, happy with that. At one point I did think about chopping the back boxes off, but I quite like that the car is quiet.
Oh, you like the car is quiet?
Yeah, so however we are gonna chop.
I can tell you're old.
Yeah. However, we are gonna chop the back boxes of the Cayenne at some point. Once it's trouble-free. Yeah. But this is all right. I'm so happy with how this is. Except for obviously the leaky transmission, but hey, can't win them all.
So you want to film me so you can spill on me, yeah? That's always what happens.
No, well, if you're
it's fucking 2 miles long. That's 2 miles long. Yeah, look at that.
That is quite long.
There we go. It's coming. Now I fucking splash on myself.
There we go. Light work. That is, to be honest, you've positioned it a little bit too close. You did catch yourself there. Oof.
All right, it's getting slow. It's gonna be safe.
Okay, let's see.
There you go.
Okay, you might be right. You might be safe. So we're just draining the old oil from the sump. It's been there for over 2 years since the last time we had a service, and obviously a year and a half the car's been sitting. As you can see, it's coming out quite dark, so I did it quite a few miles before it sat. But anyway, we're about to put some fresh new Shell oil and man filters.
There's some extra rubbers. I don't even know where they come from. Maybe for a different...
No, because you're a pro, it's not going to spill. I'm not even zooming in. Trust me, I'm not zooming in.
Oh, you're pouring oil since 2004.
All right, so I'd say since 1904.
No, I was thinking to say my fucking birthday, but I'm not.
You were born with a fucking oil bottle in your hand.
Oil and a funnel, yeah.
What was it, Rich? P16. This one's a bit of an old school trick to roll the car backwards and forwards on a bar to roll the arch with circumference of the wheel. So OG heads will know this one. Let me go forward.
No. Go. Go. A little bit more.
Here you can hear that noise coming from the back wheel. So I'm driving up to the car park to my parking space. We've worked out this is obviously from where I left the handbrake on all that time that the car was stood for over a year and a half. And then to release it, I just drove the car to snap it off because I couldn't release it. So yeah, those handbrake shoes will need replacement because there's hardly any movement. But apart from that, I'm really happy with where the car is sat right now. Obviously we did the oil change. Front discs we know need changing. That was an advisory and they're in the boot. I just need to get around to doing them. But really it's just those rear handbrake shoes that need sorting and obviously a wash, but I'll get around to that. Okay, so now that we know what's needed on the S500, which is seized, snapped, or whatever, so we need to investigate that and that noise it's making. And I've got a bit of a weird noise coming from the front left, so front right, so we need to look at that now so we can get this proper fully on the road. But what I've done is I've gone and purchased not one but two complete rear hubs. So what this will do is it means I've got every part necessary to do the rear on these. So if I've broken anything, I can replace it, and if I break or snap or round anything off in the process, I can also fix that. What an absolute schoolboy error from me. Yes, the handbrake snapped off because it seized on because I left it for all that time, but the actual wheel bolts that I put in were a bit too long and were catching, making the noise worse. And actually, legend has it, the front noise that I could hearing was the bolts on the front right wheel weren't done up properly, so actually it sounded like the wheel was going to come off. But ultimately, look, all tightened, all done, new bolts, car seats banging, I've adjusted it. I'm still deciding on the black rims, but anyway, fitment is on point and the noise is a lot less, so the bolts genuinely did make a bit of a difference. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace. I guess you wonder where I've been. I said,